the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 10. Presented by Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 5G. Powered by Reva University, Vedanta, B1 and Greenland.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Last night, when I told you about the Param Bir duo, is actually just a fraction of the large conspiracy that is being unraveled in the Mansukh Hiran murder case, the NIA case, as some call it. Now tonight, there is a recorded evidence, a second evidence of a possible secret meeting between Param Bir Singh, murder accused Sachin Vase, and ex-encounter cop Pradeep Sharma. This is the story, viewers, that the Lutyens media, which carried out a wonderful partnership with Param Bir and Sachin Vase, will not tell you about, for obvious reasons. Watch it and then we debate.
On March 5th, 2021, Mansukh Hiran, the key witness in the NIA case, was found dead. At 10 a.m., his body was fished out of the Thane Creek. On the same day, in the Maharashtra Assembly, leader of opposition Devendra Fadnavis had raised questions on Vase's role. This was before media broke the news of Mansukh Hiran's death.
वजे पण ठाण्यात राहणार, ज्याची गाडी त्या ठिकाणी घरासमोर पार्क केली तोही ठाण्यात राहणार आणि घटनेच्या कितीतरी पूर्वी या दोघांचं टेलिफोनवर संभाषण आहे, म्हणजे एकमेकाला ओळखतायत. अध्यक्ष महोदय, खूप मोठे प्रश्न याने निर्माण झाले आणि आपण बघा, जणू काही विद्युत वेगाने, म्हणजे पहिल्यांदा अगदी ती स्पॉट कोणी केली आहे गाडी, तो स्पॉट झाल्याबरोबर पहिल्यांदा तिथे वजे पोहोचले. कोणी नाही, म्हणजे लोकल पोलीस स्टेशन नाही पोहोचलं, क्राईम ब्रँच नाही पोहोचलेला, म्हणजे दुसरं कोणी पोहोचलेलं नाहीये. First man to reach हे सचिन वजे आहे.
A little after the revelations in the assembly and after Mansukh's death was reported by media, the then Mumbai Police Commissioner was summoned by top ministers to the assembly. But here's something that was not reported for long and has been mentioned in the NIA charge sheet in Mansukh's death case. Republic has accessed statement of Nitin Alaknure, who is an ACP rank official in Maharashtra Police. His statement is mentioned in the charge sheet. He has revealed details of a March 5th meeting in Param Bir Singh's chambers a little post 1 p.m.
A serving Mumbai police officer, Nitin Alankure, has told the National Investigation Agency that on the day they had got the information that Mansukh Hiran's body has been recovered, he, along with DCP Prakash Jadhav and Joint Commissioner of Police Law and Order Milind Parambe, had gone to meet the then Mumbai Police Commissioner Param Bir Singh. He saw Sachin Vase escorting former encounter specialist Pradeep Sharma out of Param Bir Singh's office. Take a look at this particular statement. It becomes amply clear that even before the investigation began, Param Bir Singh perhaps was trying to push the suicide narrative.
This is the first documentary evidence of a possible secret meeting that was held between Param Bir Singh, Pradeep Sharma and Sachin Vase in Mumbai Police Commissioner's chambers just after Mansukh Hiran was found dead. And what this statement also highlights is the role of ex-cop Pradeep Sharma.
Pradeep Sharma is the key accused in the murder of Mansukh Hiran. The conspiracy and role of this ex-encounter specialist become clear with the secret meeting mentioned. The charge sheet also mentioned that the murder of Mansukh Hiran was plotted by Waze and Pradeep Sharma in the CP office compound.
Now watch this video from March 10th when Waze walked out of Param Bir Singh's office. It is unclear to what the meeting was about, but watch how Waze arrogantly brushed the allegations.
तो इसमें क्या एलिगेशन है? गाड़ी अगर मेरे पास थी या नहीं थी तो इसमें एलिगेशन क्या है?
So this is what the investigation has indicated so far. Param Bir Singh tried strengthening Jaish-ul-Hind alibi. Param Bir gave 5 lakh rupee bribe to cyber expert for report. Public money was used for Param Bir's bribe. Mansukh murder plot was hatched in CP office compound. There was a secret Param Bir Waze Pradeep Sharma meeting on March 5th. Param Bir tried pushing Mansukh's suicide theory. And questions emerge on how the entire racket was operating. Why was ex-cop Pradeep Sharma in a meeting in CP chambers? What is Pradeep Sharma's greater role in the crime? Was Mansukh Hiran murder discussed in Param Waze Pradeep meeting? Why was Param Bir pushing suicide narrative on Mansukh death? Should the investigative agency also probe Param Bir now? And the biggest question of all, where is Param Bir Singh as more evidence emerges? Let's debate.
And viewers, as we bring you this broadcast tonight, Param Bir Singh is still missing or in hiding. His whereabouts not known. There was some speculation recently that he may have fled the country. And now we are hearing that he's probably still in India. His last location a month and a half back was in India, that he's very much under track, that the agencies know of his whereabouts. And the lookout notice was put out to prevent him from fleeing India. Now, these are all reports that are coming out. Keep in mind, Param Bir Singh in an astonishing situation where he is missing. He has gone missing. You wouldn't call this underground. And all these details coming out. Shravan, every day, more details seem to come out. This latest bit of information, the timing is very important. I think you need to talk about it first. By the way, I'd like to welcome Atul Bhatkalkar, very vocal member and MLA, a legislator of the BJP in Maharashtra, veteran journalist, someone I greatly respect, Saurabh Shah from Mumbai, Ishkaran Singh Bhandari, Kapil Madan, both upcoming advocates. Vijay Krishna leans towards the Shiv Sena and used to be one of the greatest supporters of Sachin Waze and one of the greatest supporters of Param Bir, and Syed Aslam, all with us on the debate. Shravan, it appears, if I put the dates together, that this meeting between Pradeep Sharma, Sachin Waze and Param Bir, which is now documented, happened on 5th March, somewhere in the afternoon. When was Mansukh Hiran's body found? Wasn't it on the same day?
Well, in fact, out of this very statement that we have basically accessed is of the serving Mumbai police officer who was responsible for investigating Mansukh Hiran's murder mystery, and he was inside the Mumbai police headquarters when he actually received a call. That's when he was told that Mansukh Hiran's body was recovered from Thane Creek. This was while he was meeting Sachin Waze. In fact, he talks about a call that Sachin Waze also received, and Sachin Wazir was responding in monosyllables. So he was aware of what was happening. The body was found. Perhaps Sachin Wazir was taken by shock, because remember, this was essentially being done to cover up this entire matter. So here is an officer who's inside Mumbai Police Headquarters in front of Sachin Wazir, is told that Mansukh Hiran's body has been recovered. He says, I'm now going to go and meet the Joint Commissioner of Police Law and Order, inform him the body has been recovered. He does that. The Joint Commissioner of Police, Param Bir, says we need to now inform the Mumbai Police Commissioner. So along with the Joint Commissioner of Police Law and Order, you have the DCP as well as this officer goes to the Mumbai Police Headquarters. He goes near the Mumbai Police Commissioner's chamber, and what he sees is Sachin Wazir then starts escorting out former encounter specialist, accused number 10, Pradeep Sharma, out of Param Bir Singh's office. So Nitin Alankure admits before the National Investigation Agency that there was a meeting that took place between Pradeep Sharma, Sachin Wazir as well as Param Bir Singh on the very day when the body was recovered. And when they entered and informed Param Bir Singh, he didn't really come across as surprised, but rather said, he perhaps he's died by suicide because he was under tremendous stress. So there was this narrative that was already being peddled by Param Bir Singh of suicide even before the investigation was carried out.
So three things are happening around the same time, Saurabh Shah, and I want your views journalistically on the matter. On the 4th of March, Wazir's phone is unreachable. Wazir, Qazi and others are not in office. On the 5th of March, Mansukh Hiran's relatives are at the Thane crime branch to say that he's missing. On the 5th of March, Devendra Fadnavis, let's play the pictures, viewers. Devendra Fadnavis stands up in the assembly and questions Sachin Wazir's role in the Antilla bomb scare case. Within hours, around that time, the body of Mansukh Hiran is found in the Thane Creek. Exactly at the same time. Ishkaran, see this, you're a criminal lawyer. Exactly at the same time, Param Bir Singh is having a meeting with Sachin Wazir and Pradeep Sharma in his office. And then 3 or 4 days later, Param Bir Singh tries to bring in the Jai-ul-Hind angle and insists on paying 5 lakh rupees to a cyber expert who didn't even ask for the money. He takes the cash out from the Social Security Fund and it is handed over in cash to the cyber security expert. Now, if that report is to be looked at seriously, then it gives Sachin Wazir a cover. So you see the whole sequence of events. How are you looking at it? And now Param Bir Singh has gone missing.
अर्नब, दाल में कुछ काला सुना था, यहाँ पूरी दाल ही काली है. Because you see the entire chain of events here, including the reports of 5 lakh rupees being paid. What was the purpose? If the purpose was to save somebody, that means were you trying to save yourself by saving Sachin Wazir? That is a legitimate question which the investigative agencies would have to probe now. And why this, Arnab? Before this, I was just reading a Republic World article on Sadhvi Pragya, where she says how she was tortured by this same gentleman. So was his modus operandi always this? Today it is Jaish, that time it was something else, Hindu terror, next time it would be something else. So what sort of investigation, what sort of fixing? Your case also, if I may add in this, how he changed the entire TRP scam to make it about you. So this is a modus operandi of a person who keeps on changing the events. This is Jaish. Sadhvi Pragya has one version. In your case, documented case, how he changed the entire version in the press conference. These are very serious things, and the NIA has to look into it in its entirety, because how many other innocents? That day on your debate, I had DC Car's owner sitting here saying how he was extorted. What has happened? We need to have justice and transparency in all these cases. And I hope that they set up a commission of inquiry to inquire into all cases investigated by them.
Yeah.
That would be the least they can do now.
Yeah, because this is...
We are saying exactly what we are saying. It is nothing less than a Bollywood pot boiler. Everything, every ingredient of a pot boiler Bollywood pot boiler is available.
Sir, it is real life people suffering. It's not a Bollywood pot boiler. It is people facing abuse of law from the highest offices.
Available. And let me tell you very clearly, Ishkarat ji, let me tell you very clearly, there is a deep-rooted conspiracy which is done in the office of Param Bir. It is done in the office of Param Bir. Sachin Waze is being used as a ploy. NIA has been investigating this for a long time. We don't see Param Bir's name in the entire charge sheet. We are questioning the entire investigation. We are saying
no. Why is 1 minute. Sachin Waze is not part of a ploy. Let me tell you. Sachin Waze is one of the principal characters. Yes, I see your hand go up, Kapil and Atul Bhatkarkar. Let me bring you into the debate. Some questions I want to ask here. And question 1. Please don't forget, viewers, criminals, people who carry out crime, people who break the law, people who weaponize the criminal justice system, people who abuse the law, do so in the knowledge that they will manage things. And we must also introspect today, Saurabh, because there was a partnership with the media that Param Bir and Sachin Waze enjoyed. They made friends in the media. They used to give exclusive interviews. There was a quid pro quo. You give exclusive interviews, target and attack Republic. We will give you publicity in turn. So there is this, and I think there is introspection, viewers, that is necessary, that a section of the media to push their corporate interests against Republic did work in a partnership with Param Bir and Sachin Waze, and they must be held to account. Now, Saurabh Shah, my first point was to you. ACP Nitin Ramachandra Alankure in his statement says, in front of all of us, CP sir, that is Param Bir, said it is very unfortunate that Mansukh Hiran had committed suicide. He should not have taken his life under pressure. So what also emerges is that Param Bir Singh was pushing this suicide narrative, whereas it was becoming more and more obvious that Mansukh Hiran had been murdered. Why would he do that?
Arnab, when Sachin Waze was arrested for this Antalya case, it was absolutely clear that he is not playing alone.
Yeah.
He is in hand in glove with Param Bir Singh or somebody else.
Yeah.
Now that some more proofs are coming,
yeah,
it is established enough that Param Bir Singh is the key player of that Antalya case, of Mansukh's so-called suicide. Param Bir Singh is the kingpin of the whole case. Now the question is Param Bir Singh playing alone, or he has some blessings from the government? That has to be investigated now. And if there is somebody who is trying to shield Param Bir Singh in MVA, we must know through NIA who is that person. Is he from Shiv Sena or NCP or from Congress or from anybody else?
Vijay,
we have to get the truth.
Yeah.
Param Bir Singh alone cannot do everything.
Yeah, but there is, Atul Bhatkarkar, today there is a statement that speaks about how a little after 1 p.m., when the police were informed about Mansukh Hiran's death on the 5th of March, he and others were heading to Param Bir Singh's office, and I quote, the police officer says, as we were entering the chamber of the commissioner, I saw ex-police officer Pradeep Sharma being escorted out of the chamber of the Commissioner of Police Param Bir Singh by Sachin Waze. Why was the encounter cop meeting Param Bir Singh on the day that Mansukh Hiran's body was found?
See, basically Pradeep Sharma, at that time also, a Shiv Sena activist. You are telling about the 5th March things. I was present in the house. when news broke out regarding the dead body of Mansukh Hiran, on that very date, on the floor of the House, Home Minister and including Anil Parab, Parliamentary Affairs Minister, they were shielding this Waze and his gang like anything. So my point is, I am totally agree with you that Param Bir Singh should be held guilty. He should be taken to the task. But I, right from the day one, I am saying this, Param Bir Singh has no guts to do this type of things. He must have political blessings, because in the same charge sheet, it is clearly stated that Waze, who was API level officer, he met Chief Minister directly, and Chief Minister took briefing from API. What was Joint CP crime doing? DCP crime doing?
No, but you know. No, but Atul Bhatkalkar, you know that there was that time the number 2 in the Mumbai police was the API Sachin Waze.
Then who appointed Sachin Waze?
Param Bir Singh.
No.
No?
Sachin Waze back in service because there was file signed by Home Minister and Chief Minister.
Okay, I'll get Vijay Krishna in this, viewers. Just lots of responses coming from our viewers tonight to the blackout of these developments by the Lutyens media. Put some of your responses on Arnab online and I will read them out tonight. The people need to know, the nation needs to know how this cover-up by the Lutyens media, will not go unnoticed. Viewers, Param Bir Singh allegedly meets Pradeep Sharma, who is a key accused of the murder of Mansukh Hiran. Param Bir Singh witness statements. Vijay Krishna, I see your hand go up. In an NIA charge sheet, speak about how he paid a cyber expert 5 lakh rupees in cash in a paper bag from the Mumbai Police Social Security Fund for naming the Jaish-ul-Hind in a report. Tactics very similar to that of Sachin Waze. Remember, Sachin Waze, Kapil Madan and Ishkaran took a bribe of 30 lakh rupees from Broadcast Audience Research Council, BARC, rating agency. 30 lakh rupees allegedly paid in cash through Hawala channels by BARC, the rating agency, as a bribe to Sachin Waze, effectively the investigating officer in the fake TRP case. So money being paid to Sachin Waze to fix Republic. Now,
complainant being extorted, that is a
absolutely.
Complainant to be extorted, not the accused.
So investigating officer in the TRP case is not an investigating officer. The investigating officer is an extortionist.
May I be allowed?
He's taking bribes. 1 minute, you will be allowed. You will be allowed, but since you are one of the avowed, sworn defendants of Param Bir and Sachin Waze tonight, statements that Pradeep Sharma was being escorted out of the commissioner's chamber by Waze. What did he know about Mansukh Hiran and how many other such statements were made? Why was there so much nervousness in the Mumbai Police Commissionerate when Mansukh Hiran's body was found? Tell me. Tell me, Vijay Krishna. Tell me, do you regret some of the things you said? Why was Param Bir pushing the suicide theory immediately after meeting the man charge-sheeted for the murder of Mansukh Hiran? Answer me tonight. Why was Pradeep Sharma in the Chief Commissioner of Police's office? Answer me tonight. Why was Pradeep Sharma, who had resigned in July 2019, in the the Commissioner of Police's office? Answer me. He was in the Commissioner of Police's office. You heard me there. He was in the Commissioner of Police's office.
Thank you for having me on your debate show. Can I speak for a few minutes?
Yeah. But I'm making my point again, viewers, so that the point is understood. I'm sorry for the slippage. It was Sachin Waze, Sachin Waze, Pradeep Sharma were in Param Bir Singh's office, the Commissioner of Police's office, not the Chief Minister, the Commissioner of Police's office. You tell me why he was there.
Arnab Goswami ji, nobody is against Param Bir Singh's arrest. If NIA decides to arrest Param Bir Singh, our Maharashtra Mahavikas Agadi is ready to welcome it. We've been saying that buck unnecessarily stopped at Sachin Vaze. It should stop at Param Bir Singh. I am saying that Param Bir Singh is the karma karta kriya of this gory murder of a businessman.
Those are your views. I'm only putting out the facts.
Satisfied with 10,000 pages of Chargesheet? No, I'm saying Fatwani has got many call records. I would like to.
Atul Bhatkalkar is responding. Atul Bhatkalkar.
Who appointed Param Bir Singh as a CPM Mumbai?
Busy sending combed
Who shielded Sachin Vaze?
In the name
Sachin Vaze is not Bin Laden.
We have constituted
Who said so?
Chantial Commission.
Who said so?
We have already filed a
Massive
case.
controversy viewers tonight.
I am not shielding. I am not going to shield Param Bir Singh. I am the first person in Maharashtra
to find Param Bir Singh.
who asked sacking of Param Bir Singh.
Spokesperson Nawab Malik ji.
But despite Param Bir Singh's allegation against current
BJP,
Home Minister,
BJP
still
snoops on
CM
every opposition
has not
party's
transferred in.
leaders.
Atul Bhatkalkar.
Not recommended
You have got Pegasus software
his suspension
and you are unable to
to the
know what's
central
happening.
government. First answer
Param Bir
this.
Singh, arrest him. We are not against arresting him.
You can arrest him.
Please,
There is a state government.
please come to the facts.
Why?
Because we
First,
you
you
are
may
saying
answer.
that
Why you
to
are
arrest
not
Param Bir Singh,
recommended
but we are happy.
his
You are saying
suspension
that we are happy
to the
with the
central
investigation.
government. I am the person from BJP who demanded his suspension to the Honorable Prime Minister.
You have no
What are
right
you
to question
talking?
the state government. The state government.
Why
Because the
state
cases have been
government
handed
has
over
not
to the NIA.
till today why state government has not recommended his Param Bir suspension to the central government?
Do you need the
I think you
recommendation?
should answer
Kapil Madan. No,
or
one
Chief
second.
Minister should
Atul
answer.
Bhatkalkar, the question to that is,
Because
the question is, I can also turn around and ask, 1 minute. I would turn around and ask, no, 1 minute, just a minute. I would turn around and ask, I would turn around and ask, does the central government need the recommendation of the state government if it wants to take action against Param Bir Singh? Now there are reports of multiple meetings that take place between Sachin Vaze and former encounter cop Pradeep Sharma, who was responsible for 113 encounters. He had multiple meetings inside Shawan, the compound of the office of the commissioner, including one on March 2nd. What was going on there on March 2nd? The Antilla case had broken. What were these meetings about? Why were the meetings between Sachin Vaze and Pradeep Sharma happening inside the commissionerate? Why did Pradeep Sharma suddenly get active after the Antilla case? Why was he being invited into the Mumbai Police Commissionerate office? Was a retired cop, an encounter cop and tainted cops dismissed from service getting involved in cases? When Sachin Vaze was allegedly meeting dismissed police officers Sunil Dharmamane and Vinayak Shinde, and we have our facts right here on Republic, alongside Pradeep Sharma, who had resigned and joined politics, I asked tonight what was the purpose of those meetings? What did Param Bir have to do with them? Why was Param Bir in one of those meetings? We want to know why. Now these questions are in the public domain. Kapil, these questions are in the public domain. I'm not asking these questions, everyone is.
Arnab, I just want to tell you that there is definitely more than what meets the eye.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
Nobody is denying. But the moot question is that if there is an overwhelming evidence already available with the NIA, which shows that Mr. Param Bir was one of the key conspirators in this case, then why did NIA chooses not to name him as an accused? Because what I have learned, what I've discovered from your media reports, that Param Bir Singh has not been charge sheeted yet. However, his name finds mention in
several parts of the charge sheet. Yeah.
That's the part.
But there's a lot of information also given in sealed covers to the court. I keep this in your mind. You're a lawyer, you're trained in this. A lot of information, including witness depositions, which have been given in sealed envelope, and it's an ongoing investigation. You agree with me on that?
Arnab, I agree with you. I usually don't agree with you, but here I agree with you.
I think everyone agrees with me on this one, except the Lutyens media.
But the point is that
what is the point?
Why did NIA chose not to make him as an accused? That's the moot question.
As of now, operational word as of now. Okay, fine. Ishkaran wants to come in. Shawan wants to come in with a point. After that, he'll hand over to Ishkaran. 1 minute. Shawan, I think, has a bit of news out here. Shawan.
Okay.
There's one more point as far as the media's role is concerned. In the charge sheet, and I'm quoting how the media played a role, this is what they say as far as offences against Sachin Wazir. They are saying, accused number 1, Sachin Wazir tried to project the same as a case of suicide by circulating such news through his contacts in the field of journalism. Sachin Wazir had prepared, he had given some information to his lawyers within the media, and they wanted to circulate this entire news that this was a case of suicide.
This is news, viewers.
So
this is breaking news.
Sachin Wazir,
this is breaking news.
Within the media who played a very big role.
Absolutely, I would say this tonight with no ambiguity in my mind, and I want to add this here. Remember, viewers, remember the partnership between Sachin Wazir, Param Bir Singh and the media, because at a time when Republic Media Network, with your support and blessings, had become phenomenally popular, they saw it as a challenge to their corporate interests, and therefore they got together with them to try and put out a charge, fake charges now proven convincingly to be fake, against Republic. Param Bir Singh did a press conference. If you see the pictures there, right there behind him was Sachin Wazir. Sachin Wazir was the go-to man. And now, viewers, this is the breaking news. And this is in the chart sheet you are saying. Viewers, breaking news. Sections of the media conspired with Wazir and company to put out fake news and change the narrative in the Antilia Mansukh Hiran murder case. This is huge. I think it's a matter of great shame for the media that the media went to this extent. The media, think about it, what happens to the media. Then when they feel that we need to partner with criminals to sort out their corporate battles or their corporate rivalries, they even try to conceal a murder. The media should have been investigating the murder. Ishkaran.
Arnab, what you have just shown that the chart sheet says that they were trying to create a fake suicide theory. What all fake suicide theories did the Sachin Wazir team create? We still have a Sushant Singh Rajput case being investigated by CBI. We need to find out what all fake suicide theories they have created or they have attempted to create. That is why I said we need an in-depth investigation into all investigations done by this team, especially constituted for these purposes.
Couple, and then Atul also wants to come back in. A couple.
Yeah, Arnab, so as my friend Ishkaran just said that, see, object of any criminal investigation is the quest of truth. There is no doubt about it, and everyone agrees to this proposition. But the point here is that I again want to reiterate this fact that if there is overwhelming evidence available with the NIA, which is the central investigating, elite investigating agency, why did they chose to not name him as an accused?
Atul Bhatkalkar will respond to you, not me, Atul.
This is the prerogative of IO to whom make accused or not. First thing. Another thing, this is ongoing investigation.
Ongoing investigation.
And I would like to draw your attention also one more thing.
Yeah.
The media which was mentioned in the charge sheet.
Yeah.
The same media rated Uddhav Thackeray as the bad CM. There is a just coincidence? That same media which conspired with Wazir, to whom this CM took back.
I would just like to respond to this gentleman.
Yeah, okay. Couple response. Yeah, go on, Kapil.
Yeah. Here he should know that the charge sheet is already filed, and the material that is available already on record, as you are also saying, indicates that Param Bir is also an accused. There is an evidence against the accused.
No, he's not an accused. No, you clarify. He's not an accused.
Then what is the point?
He's not an accused yet. He's not an accused. As of today, he's not.
Yes, that's correct. But the point is, if there is an evidence on record, I am not saying that he is on record as an accused, but if there is an evidence that shows that he is an accused, then he should have been named in the charge sheet.
That has to be decided by IO, not you. This is
the
sole prerogative
What are
of
we debating here?
To make any.
Now, what you're trying to do? You're trying to justify non-inclusion of Mr. Param Bir Singh.
Okay. 1 minute. Sort up.
When everyone agrees that yes, there is an evidence.
Sort up wants to come in. Sort Saurabh Shah, serious questions being asked of the media also.
Arnab,
Yeah.
The two things are absolutely clear now. The two things. Arnab, the two things are absolutely clear now. Why did Fadnavis has to announce in Vidhan Sabha about this episode? Because the media did not report, number one.
The media did not report.
Absolutely right.
True,
when
true,
you are
true.
accusing Lithium's media did not report, and that's why Fadnavis had to announce it in the Vidhan Sabha.
Yeah.
Number two.
The media had blacked it out.
The government, the state government arrests, the state government. The only person who has guts to discuss these things and report these things, who is Republic, who is Arnab Goswami, and puts him to jail. So what they want to do, the government, state government and the Lithium's media, hand in gloves, they wanted to whitewash the entire Mansukh Hiran case. They wanted to shield Param Bir Singh and his minions like Vazay and Pradeep Sharma, and all the ministers or the politicians wanted to get scot-free. Because of Republic's incessant attempts to pursue this case, the whole case is in the public now. And NIA has to come to Mumbai to investigate Param Bir Singh and other people.
Okay.
So the accusation on Lithium's media is absolutely 100% correct.
More and more questions being raised on them. Saurabh Shah, you're a senior in my profession. I respect you greatly. You have also fought on many occasions, been tough battles, and you know the truth eventually comes out. People are with those who are on the side of truth. I thank you all very much. We will continue to investigate it.